Good morning, children. Welcome back to English class. This is Unit 3, Lesson 1, Part 3. So, in this video today, you are going to learn the textbook part, grammar of lesson Little Hearts. Read the following paragraph and write antonyms of the underlined words. Children, as you know, antonyms means opposite words. The words which are opposite to their meaning. Akulka's mother caught Malasha and gave a slap on her face. Here you have to write opposite word for gave. Malasha began to howl and her mother ran out of the house. And the second word is began. The opposite word for began you have to write. Then, why do you slap my daughter? She began to scold. Yes, next C1, scold. She began to scold her neighbor. Soon it turned to a big quarrel. Big, opposite word of big. The men also joined the scene. Joined, opposite word to joined. One man pushed the other and a fight had begun. Pushed, opposite word to pushed. That is F1. Akulka's grandmother tried to separate them. Separate. G1 is separate. Opposite word to separate you have to write. They paid no attention. Attention. Last one is attention. You have to write the opposite word for attention. So let us see. In this paragraph you have from A to H you have so many words. For these words you have to write antonyms. So the first one, gave. What is the opposite word for gave? Took. The word is given, answers are given, and the blanks. Next one, began. B, began. The opposite word for began is finished. Then C, scold. To scold. Scold opposite word is praise. Then D, big. The opposite word for big is small. Then E, joined. The opposite word for joined is separate. Next, F, pushed. The opposite word for pushed is pulled. Next, separate. The opposite word for separate is joined. Then the last one, attention. The opposite word for attention is disregard. Okay, write all these words in your notebook. Now coming to grammar part. Children, in the previous lesson, you have learned writing sentences describing ongoing actions. What do you mean by ongoing actions? The actions which are not complete yet. That means present continuous tense. Okay. So we can change them into questions to confirm the information. Present going tense. That means sentences are given. So you have to change them into uh, what is that question format, that is which consists of information also. When what is that, for example, it is raining, it is present continuous tense, so that will be changed as is it raining. So here is comes as the question format. Is it raining? Always the interrogative sentence gives us some information. That means if you need some information, you have to change it into interrogative sentence. Okay. If you question anything, that means you are interested to know some information from someone. Okay. Then only we use question forms. The girls are playing. Are the girls playing? So here when you change present continuous tense into question format, the helping verb comes first. Okay, note down, the helping verb always will be in the first starting. You should use helping verb, then the remaining sentence comes, and at last you have to put the question mark also. It is compulsory. Okay, then men are still fighting. There is no other change. Just you have to put the helping verb in the starting of the sentence and write the remaining sentence as easily. Are men still fighting? Then it changes into, see, this is question actually. This is answer. That means a statement it is. Men are still fighting. It's a statement. So when you are changing it into question format, this are, comes to first. That means starting of the sentence, you should write are. Are men still fighting? Then it changes. Then the sentence will be changed into interrogative sentence, that is question format. Understood? Then such sentences are called interrogative sentences. Here they are in present continuous tense. A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. It ends with a question mark. Remember, always you should remember that when you are writing, when you are changing any type of statement into question format, you have to put question mark at the end of the sentence. Understood? Do you know how to write them as interrogatives? That means as questions, question forms. Yes, see. If the subjects are he, she, it, and any singular noun, use is before them. So, see, a sentence contains a subject, then verb, then the object, isn't it? Then what you have to do? Always when the subjects are he, she, it, that means these are singular nouns. So when you are using singular nouns, always use helping verb is before them. Remember that. Okay. And for the subjects we, you, they. When you will use we, you, and they, these are all plural nouns. So when you are, that means you are indicating many, means two or more than two, plural form. So then you have to use are before them. A-R-E, are. Helping verb A-R-E, are before them. If the subject is I, use as am. Suppose in the sentence, if you have subject I as subject, then you have to use it as am before it. Okay. So now let us observe some examples. She is singing. Then here she is subject. What it is it singular or plural? It is singular form. So you have to use is as helping verb. Is should come starting of the sentence. Is she singing? Okay. Then they are coming. They. Here they is a plural noun. So you have to use are the before the sentence. Are they coming? Question mark. Understood? So it's very easy. Now let us change the following statements into um, questions. Okay. So first one, the children are playing. Now see how to write children. Children means it is a plural noun. Common noun, plural noun. Okay. So you have to write are before the sentence. Are the children playing? Question mark. Are the children playing? Question mark. In the same way, students are waiting for their bus. So, how you have to start? Students. Here it is plural. It is a plural noun. So, are should be written before the sentence. Are students waiting for their bus? Question mark. Okay. So, it's very easy. Remaining all, you try to write on your own. Okay. If there are still any doubts or mistakes, I will send you the key. Then you can check it with that. Degrees of comparison. Children, You have already learnt about degrees of comparison in the previous lessons. So you are very much familiar with these exercises. So how many types of comparisons, how many types of degrees of comparison are there? There are three: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. So the adjectives change in form to show comparison. They are called the three degrees of comparison. What are they? Once again, positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Now let us read some sentences here. Read the following sentences. Gopal is the tallest of all in the class. Gopal is the tallest of all in the class. That means here you can observe that no other boy is as tall as Gopal. That means he is the tallest boy in the class. That means it is superlative degree. It is superlative degree. You can easily identify the degree as if it lasts with est, then it is if the verb consists of est, then you can say it as superlative degree. Most of the words contains like this. Then the second one, Rani is cleverer than Ramya. That means both are clever, but Rani is cleverer than Ramya. Ramya is not as clever as Rani. That means Rani is cleverer than Ramya. There is a comparison in between these two girls. Okay. So here the degrees of what it is the comparative degree. Here we are comparing two girls, so it is comparative degree. My house is as big as yours. My house is as big as yours. So here it is positive degree. Big, positive degree. In sentence 1, the adjective tallest denotes the superlative degree. First one, Gopal is the tallest of all in the class. So in this sentence, tallest denotes the superlative degree. In sentence 2, that is, Rani is cleverer than Ramya, the adjective cleverer denotes the comparative degree, as I said to you. In sentence 3, that is, my house is as big as yours, the adjective big denotes positive degree. Okay. Now see next one. Read the following sentences and point out the adjectives and name the degree of comparison of each. Okay. So what you have to do here, read the sentences and uh, write in the brackets to which it denotes. Is it a positive degree or comparative degree or superlative degree? You have to mention there. The train runs faster than the bus. Here the comparison is in between train and a bus. So it is comparative degree. Faster, fast, faster, fastest. Okay, here it is comparative degree. So here I gave answer COMP. I wrote comparative. COMP means comparative. If it is superlative, you write SUP, or simply you can write for comparative degree C, superlative degree S, positive degree P. In that way also you can note down. Okay. Then lead is the heaviest metal. Heaviest, the verb form. You have to just identify the verb in the sentence to uh, which part of uh, which type of degree it is. Okay. You have to identify that. Then you can easily write down positive degree or comparative degree or superlative degree. So you just go through all these sentences. Hari is the laziest boy in the class. Here laziest is the verb. Then the two girls are wiser than the older people. Mount Everest is the highest peak of the Himalayas. Iron is more useful than copper. This is the most interesting story. Ooty is cooler than Chennai. So now go through all these sentences. Then write the degrees of comparison for these sentences. Okay. You try on your own. Then I will send you the key. Okay, in the afternoon. Now, let us know about articles. Articles. How many articles are there? A, an, or the. Okay, read the following paragraph. Sir C.V. Raman was a scholar in sound and sound related physics. His research in optics, the science of light, resulted in the discovery of the Raman effect. The discovery won him the Nobel Prize for Physics. It was the first time the prize was awarded to an Asian. The scholar was the pride of India. Now, the underlined phrases begin with either a or an or the. These are called articles. There are rules for the use of articles. Let us learn them in detail. So, you cannot write wherever you like a or wherever you like an or the. There are some particular rules. You have to follow them. Okay. So, the first rule is we use a before singular common nouns that begin with consonant sounds. Children, you know what are consonants and what are vowels. In the alphabet, how many are there? 26. So out of them, A, E, I, O, U. These are vowels. And the remaining all the letters comes under consonants. So if if the word starts with a consonant sound, then you can write a before the singular common noun. Okay, see here. Scholar, scholar, S is a consonant. So you can write a before scholar. A chair, a man starts with a consonant. Chair starts with a consonant. C is a consonant, as you know. Then a union, a university, a parrot, a donkey. Here you cannot use plural forms also. Donkey, not donkeys. Though it is starting with consonant, if it um, if it is a plural form, suppose donkeys, you cannot use a before donkeys. Okay, a house, a computer, a book. Okay, then we use an before singular common nouns that begin with a vowel sound. So here, where should we use an? An should always be used before a singular common nouns which begins with a vowel sound. Vowel sound. See, uh, vowel means, as I told you, A, E, I, O, U. If the word is starting with A or E or I, O, U, A as an Asian or ant, or E, E as in engineer or egg. Okay. Then I, Indian, ink, bottle, like that. Okay. And orange starts with a vowel. Orange starts with a vowel. Uncle, U. It's also vowel and starts with vowel. So, okay. In that way, you have to use an before a singular common nouns. An Asian, an apple, an hour, an engineer, an Indian, an ant, an ape, an orange, an uncle, an eagle. Then, now where to use the? We use the before a common noun which is mentioned for the second time. For example, I saw a dog. Here, dog is a common singular noun. Okay. Then this is in this sentence, I saw a dog. Before dog, we used article a. Whereas the dog was barking. Here, why should we use the again? The dog. Here, dog is also Dog is also a common singular noun. Why should we use the here again? Why? Because here the same dog, I saw a dog, the dog which you saw, the same dog was barking. The second time when you use a common noun for the second time, you have to use the before that. Understood? I saw a dog, the dog was barking. That means the dog which you saw, it was barking. Okay. So even though it is a common singular noun, if you are using it for the second time, then you have to use the before that. So you have to remember all these rules before using articles. Then the second rule is before superlative adjectives. See, in the before slide, we learnt about degrees of comparison. Always before a superlative adjective, you have to use the only. Okay. Then the largest, the greatest, in that way. Okay. Then the largest, the best, the smallest, the most. You cannot write a largest. Mount Everest is the largest mountain peak. You cannot write like that. That is wrong. Okay. If it is a superlative degree, then you have to use the largest. Mount Everest is the largest mountain peak. That way. Okay. Before ordinal numbers. Before ordinal numbers. The first, the second, the third, fourth, the 10th, like that. Next one. Before the names of musical instruments. The guitar, the violin, etc. Before a noun, when we mean something is particular. So when we are uh, talking about a particular thing, particular object. Okay, the Raman effect. It's a noun, singular noun. Then if we are talking about that particular thing, then we have to use the TV, the radio, in that way. Okay, the computer, in that way. The next, with unique things. Unique means which are only one in the universe. Unique means, see, the sun, the moon, the earth, the sky, the universe. They are unique in the universe. So we have always don't forget to write the before what is that? Unique things. Understood? Then before the names of awards, the Nobel Prize, the Bharat Ratna, the Padma Vibhushan, the Padma Bhushan, etc. Okay? So before the awards also you have to write, or then before the special nouns also. Special nouns. That means special naming words. Um, the river Ganges. The Ganges. Um, what is that? Before the names of newspapers. Deccan Chronicle, Hindu, Enadu. You have to say the Enadu, the Hindu, the Deccan Chronicle. Understood? In that way you have to write. Then holy books also, holy books. Okay, the Bible, the Quran, and the Bhagavad Gita. In that way you have to use the article the before all these things. Understood? Then now let us fill the blanks in the following sentences with a or an or the. Okay. For example, I have given the answers for these two. The remaining you have to write, which is given in the next slide. Ravi Verma was dash famous painter, a famous painter. Okay, the next one. English is dash international language. English is, see, international I. International is starting with I. It is a vowel. So you have to write an international language. Okay. Then in the next slide, you have given the work. So you are given the work. You have to write answers for that. Okay. Now the third one, dash sun is dash star. Okay, say think about this. See, sun is unique thing. Okay, star. So follow the rules and write the answers. You will get the, if you have any doubts, you will get the key in the afternoon. Okay, don't get worried. Then you will get the answers. You can check with them. Dash earth moves round dash sun. He is dash expert in robotics. It is dash issue of human rights. I listen to dash radio a lot. I met dash lawyer yesterday. Dash lawyer was famous in the city. My brother is learning to play dash piano. Raghu is dash best batsman in our team. So write the answers. Okay. Follow all the rules. Check the rules which are given to you. Then write the answers. All the best. I'll send you the key. Okay. Then, okay. Thank you. Meet you in the next class. Write all these exercises in your notebooks. Okay.